It was a quiet morning on the island of Sodor. Henry the Green Engine was pulling a goods train, and everything was going well for him. But as they always say, never assume the best for everything. No one ever says that, doofus.
Ah, shut up, Patrick.
Anyway, Henry was returning from Vickerstown with his train, but as they reached the top of Gordon's Hill, the truck started pushing him from behind.
On! Jason! Burton! Throw over the rails!
Henry tried to stop, but the brakes were jammed. The brake van's coupling had snapped from the top of the hill, and it sped down and derailed at the end of it. Henry sped past hills, valleys, and several other engines until they reached a sharp bend. Henry shut his eyes, and his crew jumped clear, and then the entire train derailed. Later, Henry was taken to the works. His damage was extremely critical, and it would be a long time before he was repaired. The Fat Controller knew this would be an issue with the workload, so she bought and purchased an engine from a heritage society that was interested in selling her so she could work again. The engine was painted yellow with orange and red designs on her sides and the number 22 on her cab. The letters NWR were added on by the Fat Controller to further signify that she now belonged to the Northwestern Railway, and she was named Rebecca. She was to take over Henry's trains until he returned from being repaired. Some engines got along well with her, although one engine was still unsure what to think of her. James the Red Engine was busy shunting in the yards one day, and he was contemplating about the new engine. I just don't know what to think of her. She swings around the line, sometimes bumping into stuff, and is so quick to apologize about it. Yet at the same time, she's just as determined to work hard and befriend everybody as any new engine would be. What do I do about her?
Oh, I can tell you everything about her.
Huh? Who's there? Yellow! What the crap? Who are you?
I'm what's called a shoulder devil, but you can call me Devil James. I'm a figment of your imagination that argues with somebody called a shoulder angel, and we tell you things that you should or shouldn't do. The only difference being, well, you're a locomotive. You don't have shoulders.
Wait a minute, if locomotives don't have shoulders, then what are we called?
Okay, wait. If you're a figment of my imagination, then does this mean I'm talking to absolutely nothing? Ooh, yeah. If anyone saw you doing that, they'd think you're acting crazy. Like that guy.
I'm just gonna go ahead and puff away now. Okay, thanks, bye!
Anyways... Okay, so let me tell you all about Rebecca, okay? Let me give you the spam. Okay, here goes. I heard a rumor that the Fat Controller will be replacing Henry with that yellow banana on wheels. What? That's impossible! Henry is one of our oldest yet strongest engines! The Fat Controller would never— This ain't about the Fat Controller, dumbass. It's about the times. Let's be real here. We both know the age of steam has started to meet its decline in the late 40s to 50s, all the way up to the 60s, and it'll still decline until eventually there aren't any of us left. But even though Rebecca's a steamy and not a diesel, she's younger and stronger than Henry will ever wish to be. Also, Henry's like what? Almost 100 years old? The technology to repair him is scarce and highly limited. There's no chance Henry's gonna be able to make it back to work ever again. He might have to be scrapped. No! That's not true! Henry would never be scrapped! No engine on this railway would ever— Sorry, Bucko, but it's no use. You're only delaying the inevitable. Henry's gonna get replaced either way, and it'll be all that yellow banana's fault. Well then, if that really is the case, if I ever see that Rebecca again, I'm gonna give her a piece of— Hold it right there, little Miss Red Snapper! What's that bloomin' heck? Who are you? Ain't it obvious, bub? I'm the shoulder angel version of you. But y'all can call me Angel James, since engines don't have shoulders. Right. In other news, water wet. Anyways, what are you doing here? I'm here to tell you that everything this loser tells you is a lie. Henry is not getting replaced. Rebecca's just gonna be doing Henry's jobs until he's repaired again. Oh, really? Well, if that's the case, then how do you know Henry's gonna remain on the railway, You should never listen to rumors, bucko. The Fat Controller said herself that she's not planning on replacing Henry anytime soon, and she won't with any other engine. Then how do you explain Henry being taken to pieces at the Steamworks? Wait, Henry's getting taken apart? He's just getting an overhaul. He needed one anyway before his crash. He'll be back sometime in the next year or so. Just because a tech to repair him isn't as common anymore doesn't mean there isn't any. It just takes time to find it all, even more so to make it. Well, even so, what if they can't be able to do it and just give up? Even if they are able to make it, they'll only delay the inevitable. We're all bound for a scrapyard one way or another. Well, yes, but that doesn't have to be today, or any other day before his estimated date that he'll return. If anything, Rebecca will be doing Henry a huge favor of handling his work until he's repaired. Wait. If Rebecca really isn't here to replace Henry, then what'll happen to her once Henry does come back? Well, she's owned by the Northwestern Railway now, isn't she? Who really knows? She could be taking passenger trains on the main line alongside you, Gordon, Henry, Bear, and some of the other mainline engines. Or she could be a mixed traffic engine like you and work on a branch line, taking trucks and coaches too. If you ask me, I pity the banana on wheels if she has to take trucks of all things. But then again, I guess it's better her than us. Well, either way, someone's gotta do it. And besides, it ain't quite as bad compared to hearing Diesel 10 trying to be a ventriloquist.
Har har har! Another piece of scrap iron all scrunched up and ready to be disposed of. Ain't I just the best? Yes, I am the most reliable and dangerous scrap munching claw on the whole railway, and if Diesel 10 ain't here to help me do my job, it wouldn't be so awesome. Ain't that right, Diesel 10?
Nah, shucks, Pinchy. You always correct me up.
I still get nightmares of that. Oh, don't even remind me of that! But the fact still remains. Henry's life is on the line, his fate uncertain, and there isn't a damn thing we can do or say about it. And you know what? It'll be all that Rebecca's fault if Henry ain't able to make it out alive. Bull scrap! Rebecca had nothing to do with Henry's accident, and you're just a big red liar with a fat ego the size of Gordon's boiler. Well, you look really stupid with that dumb halo. That doesn't even look real. Hey, don't blame me. It's not my fault Diesel 20212 has poor Photoshop skills whenever he tries to make things made from MS Paint look as realistic as possible. I heard that. Shut up! And besides, that argument is pretty invalid, since your horns, despite the color, look too similar to a certain cartoon devil from a horror game that was recently finished. Well, my point still stands. You don't know what you're talking about, and everything you say is foolish and stupid. You calling me a liar, McSmarty Pants? If the dome fits. Alright, enough! Clearly this is getting out of hand, so will you just leave me alone and let me think in peace for once? Right. This isn't working. I can't keep acting paranoid like this. I have to speak to Edward. He'll know what to do. I'm just about finished with my shunting anyway.
And with that, James puffed out of the yards and left to find Edward. A few minutes later, he found him at Wellsworth resting on a siding. Evening, James.
Hey, Edward. Whoa! Are those new glasses?
Indeed. Victor had them fitted to me this morning. I quite like them. Don't you?
Absolutely. They really add to your personality.
Thanks. Anyways, what's up?
Well, I'm really conflicted right now.
James then told Edward about his worries and concerns about Rebecca. I see. You think she's here to replace Henry?
Look, I know it sounds silly, and believe me, I want to be friends with her, I do, but sometimes I can't help but wonder. Even if she will end up replacing Henry, which probably won't happen, but still, can I still be friends with her?
Edward thought long and hard for a moment. Then he looked at James with a serious look on his face. You know, James, this reminds me of a time when I was much younger. Long ago, me and the rest of my class, the Furnace Railway K2s, were all built to replace our cousins, the K1s, for more heavier and more important trains. Because of this, most of us never got along with each other, and the K1s all ended up getting scrapped by the time 1927 rolled along. But there was one K1 by the name of Albus, whom I had befriended in the past, and one day, when we were discussing the future of each other's classes, he gave me one of the most important advice I still live by today.
And what's that?
He told me, an engine is not defined by their looks, nor their strengths and weaknesses. It is who they are on the inside that matters more. I do not believe Rebecca is going to replace Henry, James, but even if she does, I do sincerely hope you won't hold it against her. It won't be her fault if that happens, and it most certainly won't be her decision. We're all bound to retire anyway one day. We won't last forever. But, for Henry at least, the Fat Controller knows he's not ready to give up just yet. Not today, nor any time this year. Henry's a strong engine, and he's been on our railway for many, many years. I know for sure my time's gonna come soon, though. I'm an old engine, and I cannot run as smoothly as I used to when I was young. And yes, there may eventually come a time when I may have to retire from regular service, possibly even move to another part of the island entirely. But this won't mean I'll be gone forever. Certainly not. Even if I do end up being replaced by, oh I don't know, a tank engine from Africa or something, I will still continue to work on this railway doing a few jobs whenever I'm needed. And I'm sure the same will happen with Henry too. If that ever does happen to him too. Who really knows? James thought long and hard about it for a moment, considering the old blue engine's words. Then, he looked up at Edward and smiled.
You know what, Edward? You're right. Even if Henry does get replaced, I shouldn't hold it against Rebecca. It won't even be remotely her fault. That decision will ultimately be up to the Fat Controller. Thanks, Eddie.
Anytime, James. At that moment, Edward's driver received a text on his phone, and he told Edward that he was to head to Brendam Docks to pick up a load of cargo there. Well, gotta go now, James. Cheerio! James whistled Edward goodbye, and with that, Edward puffed away. Then, James's driver told him it was time to take his passenger train, and James headed off to Knapford Station to get his coaches. Once he arrived at Knapford Station, he immediately spied Rebecca on the goods line, with a goods train behind her. As he waited for the guard's whistle to blow, he decided to strike up a conversation. He whistled loudly to get her attention. Rebecca jumped at the noise.
Hello there! You must be the new engine. Welcome to the Northwestern Railway. I'm James, the number 5 engineer.
Oh, hi there. I've heard a bit about you. I think my driver read me some stories about you from books a long time ago.
Is that so? Well, I've heard quite a bit about you too. I'm sure you'll do a splendid job on this railway, and that you'll be a really useful engine. So long as you follow the Fat Controller's orders and behave properly on this railway, you'll be a real credit to this railway. As soon as we're done with our jobs here, how about I show you the ropes around this island, teach you more about how to do everything here.
Oh, well sure. I'd love that, James. Thanks.
Anytime, Becky.
Then Rebecca's guard's whistle blew, and she puffed off. James puffed away too after hearing his own guard's whistle blow as well. James and Rebecca got along nicely, and Rebecca's trial on the Northwestern Railway went well as well. Of course, there were some minor incidents, as was the case with every new engine, but despite this, she still proved to be a reliable asset to the railway. Then, about a year later, Henry returned from his overhaul, and Rebecca got her own special berth at Tim's sheds. She was even allowed to take the express whenever some of the other mainline engines were either busy or out of service. I wish I could tell you all about the adventures she had on the railway, but that's all there is. There isn't any more. Oh, hello there. I didn't know there was another Furnace Railway K2 here on this island. That's my class as well. My name's Edward. Who are you? Is something wrong? Oh, I see. You're not all that comfortable speaking with others, are you? Do not worry. Rest assured you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Sodor is a place where engines of all kinds are safe, whether they're steam, diesel, or electric. If you don't feel comfortable speaking, though, I won't force you to say anything. Well, I won't keep you waiting any longer. I must go now. Nice meeting you, 17. Farewell.
Whoa! Careful there, Edward!
Whoa. Thank you, 17. You saved me from a nasty collision. How did I miss that red signal? Wait. That whistle. I haven't heard it since... And that face. Why does it look so familiar?
Listen, Eddie, when the trucks are run with you, you should give them a taste of their own medicine. Not when they're carrying something explosive. Psh, like you know anything about trucks. You've never handled a single one in your life, let alone touched one. You know what? I've had it with you, Tiger. You're nothing but an arrogant ass who won't listen to reason. You're hopeless. I hope you get blown to smithereens so you'll see the error of your ways. Good day to you.
No. Tiger. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. No. It can't be.
Hey, Eddie. It's been a while, ain't it?
Tiger?